Hi, I'm Dr. Burkenstock, owner of Skin Body Health in Mandeville and New Orleans, Louisiana. What we're here today is to talk about, with all this staying at home that's been going on these days, lots of people are diving into comfort food. Well, what could we do to make that comfort food a little bit healthier and a little bit better for our nutritional health and anti-aging? What we know is that instead of people going for eggs and bacon, hard-boiled, or something of this nature, often right now they're turning to the comfort foods. Please, whatever you do, don't reach for a honey bun or a sugar bun or some kind of little Debbie cake in the morning. That not only sabotages your diet, it also puts chemicals in your brain, and they're very, very bad for us. Things that are full of high fructose corn syrup, salt, MSG, all those processed foods that come in boxes or cans. What we do want to do is get into different interesting foods that not only taste good but are healthy. So today we're going to talk about Dr. Burkenstock Protein Plus Pancakes. We're going to make a pancake that's actually okay for you to eat. What we're talking about is something that is full of nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that you can eat and have it be guilt-free. When we're making these protein pancakes, we're going to add some of Dr. Burkenstock's Skin Body Health protein packets. Those come in chocolate, vanilla, and cheesecake. So you can vary up that pancake style and have something very, very tasty. In addition to that, we're going to add collagen powder. So that's going to give you another form of protein that's great for bones, skin, hair, and overall immunity health. Then you have a choice of adding vitamin D drops or vitamin D K1, K2 drops. In addition, we're about to launch our brand new product, Serum Vitamin A, a great antioxidant that's found in carotene, very great for the eye health, and a wonderful antioxidant. So as you can see, these protein pancakes are going to be a huge home run. You know, collagen are one of those basic proteins that are the building blocks of other amino acids and proteins, and they form just a great framework for us to rebuild what is lost on an everyday basis. As we lose collagen, we need to rebuild collagen. And after the age of 40, we're losing much more than we're rebuilding. When we're younger, as much as collagen as we lose, we rebuild that immediately, and so it's always a win-win situation. Thus why little babies always have that perfect, peachy, full complexion. As we get a little bit older, not only with the skin, but also with bone health, and also with in some of our interior organ health, we're losing some of that wonderful collagen matrix that once kept us looking 10 or 20 years old and kept our organs 10 or 20 years old. So after the age of 40, we must supplement our collagen with very strong, fortified, I recommend medical grade collagen, because then you know everything that you're spending money on is actually doing something wonderful and bountiful for the body. When we pick our ingredients for any of our smoothies, pancakes, or any other recipe that we recommend, we're always looking at ingredients that are healthy for the body. For example, in today's video, we're going to use an egg. When you use an egg is not an egg, meaning that they're not all made alike. So, even though they all come from chickens, if a chicken is raised in a caged environment, and that chicken is eating some of the food from the cows or other things that are mixed with antibiotics and steroids, or they're eating off the ground where the cow has laid some of their discard, and so then there's antibiotics and steroids, that becomes a full life cycle, and that chicken's picking that up and putting it into the eggs that they're making, and thus you're getting antibiotics and steroids. And then of course we want to know if our chickens are grain fed. If they're held in a cage, that's not a normal chicken environment. They're not able to walk, they're not able to exercise, so again, you're getting an egg that's not as healthy as another egg. So we want an egg that's organic, cage-free egg. You can find lots of those at your local farmer's market, which is wonderful. If you're not going to do it from the local farmer's market, that's fine. But when you're shopping at the store, make sure you're looking for a cage-free organic egg. Always worth the extra penny spent. The sweetener we'll be using today, you have a choice. You can use the Monkfruit sweetener or stevia, or sometimes even now they make a monk and stevia blend. This one's called Whole Earth Sweetener Company. It may be something you might be interested in, which has got the monk fruit and the stevia combined. But either or are fine. And while I don't believe in artificial sweeteners, we have to have something to sweeten our foods. So we sort of pick the least enemy. We're also going to be using applesauce. When we use applesauce today, please watch your labels. Don't use a sweetened applesauce, because sweetened applesauce most often are either have a ton of sugar added or high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is a chemical to the brain, is toxic and damaging to the brain. So we don't want to use an applesauce that is sweetened with high fructose corn syrup. So pick your unsweetened natural applesauce. When we're talking about flours, either an almond flour or a coconut flour, and when we use those, we want to use an organic type of flour. Today we're happening using a coconut. Almond is fine. It just depends on your personal preference. You may want to make a batch with each and find out which one tastes better for you. In our pancake recipe, we're going to be using Skin Body Health. You can use chocolate, vanilla, or our cheesecake flavor. They all come out fine. We'll be using a half a packet. So a half a packet will make a whole batch for today, and then maybe later on during the week you can use the other half a packet, or make yourself a personal smoothie. When we're talking about the milk we want to use, we don't want to use cow's milk in any formula, because cow's milk have a lot of antibiotics, a lot of steroids, and a lot of untoward things. Cow's milk is most meant for babies. So what we want to do is use something that's better for the human adult. In this particular case, you can use coconut milk or almond milk. We chose almond milk. You want to get the unsweetened variety. Any brand will do, a brand of your choosing. Unsweetened almond or coconut milk. We're going to be using a full cup to a cup and a fourth of almond milk, depending on the consistency when you make it up. When you're making a pancake, you want sort of a silky smooth consistency so that you can actually pour it into the pan. Always remember to heat your pan ahead of time so that your formula or your recipe actually bubbles when you put it in the pan. And if a pot or the pan is not preheated, you're going to get a lot of sticking. Of course, you want to put a little sliver of coconut oil, or some people want to use virgin olive oil. Either one are fine, but you want a little slickness in the pan without using a lard or a butter. That would be harmful to your health. Dash of cinnamon, that's what we're going to top it off with, and I'll go through everything logistically in a moment. But when you're using cinnamon, don't use the cinnamon out of the normal bottle from one of your grocery stores. Take that extra minute, if you can, to grind up a natural cinnamon stick. They're so good for you. They naturally bring down blood sugar, and cinnamon is so good for your body as a herb in many natural ways. So take that cinnamon stick, just grind it. You can use a potato peeler or a carrot peeler, or you can actually use a grinding tool if you have one of those. And it's very simple to get your cinnamon out of that. So after you use your tool, you'll come up with a little fine powder that's great to sprinkle in your recipe, and then you may want to use a little bit more to sprinkle on your actual pancakes after. We're going to be adding Collagen Supreme, 1 scoop, and this is our pure medical grade collagen, which is great for the bone, skin, hair, health, and other organ. Pure protein. Vitamin D, K1, K2, which we all need important for immunity, skin health, bone health, brain health. Or if you've just got our plain vitamin D serum, that's perfectly fine as well. As always, check with your doctor. If you were on a blood thinner for some particular reason, then instead of the vitamin D, K1, K2, we would be recommending plain vitamin D pure. Either way, they're lovely tasting, and they're in a serum form, so it's just a little bit of liquid and blends with any recipe, so that you can get added vitamins and minerals in your foods. Okay, so let's go over the recipe. First, we're going to start with a third cup of coconut flour, or again, you can use organic almond flour. Then we're going to add our protein powder. So this is a Skin Body Health. We're going to use chocolate for this particular run. That's my favorite. You can also use vanilla or cheesecake, or mix them up just to have some variety. And we're going to use a half of a packet. Next comes 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So we're just using a normal baking powder. Make sure, look at all of your ingredients of anything you buy to make sure there's no added ingredients that could be harmful to you or your family. Always watch your ingredients, because from brand to brand, things can vary a lot. I'll give an example. Of course, that's not for tonight's recipe. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce, there's only one brand that doesn't have high fructose corn syrup and other added ingredients that are toxic to the human body. And I don't mind saying that brand out loud. That is the original Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. The other brands have all these added chemicals and toxins. If you simply turn the bottles around and read the active ingredients, you can see it for yourself. So after the baking powder, we're going to add an egg. And again, cage-free organic egg. And then we're going to go and add some Monkfruit sweetener. As we showed you before, this one happens to be monk and stevia combination. You can use the monk fruit or the stevia, or if you like the combination, I kind of like that one better, you can use that as well, just to give it a little bit of extra sweetening flavor. Next, we're going to go on to the applesauce. 1 cup unsweetened. Remember, don't get the sweetened version or the flavored versions, because they've got a lot of artificial things in it, as well as high fructose corn syrup, which is toxic to the human brain. Next, you have a choice of almond milk or coconut milk. In this particular recipe, we're going to use almond milk, unsweetened. And next, a dash of cinnamon. Again, we took the cinnamon sticks, we ground them down, and we got just a little dash of cinnamon. We've already turned on our heat on low, so we've got that pan sort of heating up. I'm going to add a dropper full of vitamin D, K1, K2 to make sure we get all of our extra vitamins and minerals for the day. This is a wonderful product. People get tired of swallowing so many pills, but we all need our vitamin D, K1, K2 for immunity and overall health. So when it's in a serum form, you can add it to recipes, you can add it to beverages, waters, what have you, juices, and it takes all of the trouble out of swallowing an extra pill. Last but not least, we're going to add a scoop of our collagen supreme powder. And depending on how much you use of all these things, if you find your recipe a little dry, always feel free to add another 1/4 cup of almond or coconut milk to get it to that wet consistency that's going to pour nicely into your pan. Grab your whisk away. I'll be your assistant. Very good, thank you. So once we've finished whisking, we're going to put it into the pan. And then when you're finished, some of the things I like to top with: pecans. They're just lovely, very tasty, absolutely wonderful for the body. They've got monounsaturated fat, which is a type of fat that helps lower your cholesterol. Organic blueberries are a plus to any dish, and you can put them right on top. If you're finding your pancakes you want a little something on top, I like mine dry. If you did want a little something on top, you could add a dash of warmed coconut oil or a dash of your local organic honey. The other thing I like to add to my pancakes, but this is all sort of personal preference, is the organic shredded coconut that has no sugar added. Very, very tasty, kind of gives it a nice little flair, something you may want to add. So then we have a perfect pancake breakfast. And this is one pancake breakfast you have to have no guilt about. It's super protein, Dr. Burkenstock's protein pancake breakfast. It's got vitamins and minerals, blueberries, you can add some, as we did here, cantaloupe on the side. Totally healthy and good for you, chock full of added vitamins and minerals, so you know you're going to start your day the very right way without any guilt. Thank you for your time.